Training mode allows you to test out your queue and the parameters before you make it available to the public. In addition, it allows you to train employees that will be managing the queue, though that is really just a couple of minute exercise. After you set up your queue for the first time, you will come to this screen giving you a little background on training mode. Click Get Started. From now on, this is the screen you will see when you log on to SafeW8 Manager. For now, click on Operate Queue and then click Training Mode. This screen allows you to set some of the training mode parameters. The first thing we will do is add 10 people to the queue. So we click Replenish Queue. Once that's complete, click on View Queue to take a look at who's in the queue. At the top of the screen, you can see some summary information. People in the store is the estimated number of people in the business. Capacity is the maximum people allowed in the business. People in queue is a number of people in the online queue, 10 in this case. And wait time is the time a person would need to wait if they joined the queue right now. Finally, the queue movement speed is the average time it is being taken for a person to move up one spot in the queue. Since we just started this queue, it is not populated yet. Notice the queue is broken up into 3 zones: the entrance, the vicinity, and not arrived. Remember, SafeW8 will never call a person to enter unless they have physically arrived at the entrance. In the parameter settings, you mark where the entrance is, and you can also set the entrance area. The default is a radius of 50 feet. The people in the vicinity are waiting close by for a notification to start walking to the entrance. This way, if people arrive early, they don't have to hang around the entrance. They can stay in their car or any place close by. You can also set up the size of the vicinity area in the parameter settings. The default is about half a mile. The final section is not arrived. These are the people that have joined the queue but not yet arrived in the vicinity area. Let's look at the first few people. Carrie is the first person in the queue and has ticket Grand Canyon 5. Emma is the next with ticket Easter Island 6, and then Carl with Hoover Dam, and Jose with London Bridge 8. Notice the people that have not yet arrived do not have tickets. So let's go back to the previous page and start operating the queue. For this example, let's turn off the walk-up queue. So simply flip that switch to off. And now let's click on Operate Queue. Notice that the first ticket shown is Grand Canyon 5. So the door greeter would call out that ticket, and the person at the entrance with that ticket would enter. Once they have gone in the store, the greeter clicks the Enter button to get the next person. The next person is now Easter Island 6. As people enter the store, the customers in the vicinity area will be called to the entrance. This keeps the flow of traffic moving, but prevents congestion at the entrance area. If a customer does not respond when you call them, the greeter can hit skip, and this will bring up the next person. This should not really happen since their tickets will never show up unless they are in the entrance area. London Bridge is the next person to enter, and now we are ready for Chichen Itza. Now let's hit Done and go back to the previous screen. The system asks you if you want to move the queue to unmanaged mode. Since we are planning to continue to manage the queue, select No. There is more in the Help section on managed and unmanaged mode. Now let's change the walk-up queue back to allow walk-in customers. The default is 1 walk-in customer will be allowed to enter for each member of the online queue. Like most things in SafeW8, this is configurable in the parameter section. Now let's go operate the queue again. Notice it allows a walk-in. If you press Enter, it then allows the next person in with a ticket in. Click Enter again, and another walk-in, then another ticket, etc. Notice the number of people in the queue is now 5, since we have let 5 people, the online queue, into the store. Let's go back and walk through some of the other parameters on this page. The first one is training code, which is set to 1850. If you open up the SafeW8 application, you will see your queue, but it will be listed in test mode with a lock button. If you click on the test mode button, you can actually join your test queue as long as you have this code. If you went right now, opened up the app and joined the queue, you would show up as the number 6 person in the queue. This allows you to test the queue using the app itself. Once you turn training mode off, you won't need this code to join the queue anymore. Customer arrival simulation. Notice when we were letting people enter the business, the customers were moving forward. That is, people from the outside the area were moving to the vicinity, and people in the vicinity were moving to the entrance. That is because this button was set to on-time arrival. If you turn this off and let people enter, nobody will move, and the queue will eventually just allow walk-up customers. You can also set it to random, which will have people arrive unpredictably. Remember when we started with 10 people in the queue and it dwindled down to 5? That is because we have replenish queue on entrance turned off. If you turn that on, each time you let in a new customer will be added to the end of the queue. We already talked about turning walk-ups on and off. The last item indicates how many customers you will add to the queue when you click replenish queue. It's set to 10, which is what we did in the beginning. Note that replenish queue deletes the entire queue and then replaces it with this many people. That's it. When you're ready to go in production mode, just flip the switch at the top of the screen to off, and you're ready to start using your queue.